Okay, welcome everybody. Sorry about our slight delay to our Town of Orangetown Town Board meeting of April 8th. Oh, we closed before we went in. Okay, never mind. Of April 8th, 2025. Roll call?
Here.
Here. Here.
Here.
Here. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Councilman Valentine will lead.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we have a couple of announcements. We're having a blood drive here in Town Hall on April 10th, Thursday, which is this Thursday coming up, from 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. You can visit the town website for more information, or you can call my office. They are asking for people to register, but they will take walk-ins. And I know I just got an email that they're in need of blood, so if you can do it, it's appreciated. And then we have this Saturday, April 12th, I know it's a very popular event, the Orangetown Shredding event, hosted by our wonderful town clerk's office, Rockland Green and People to People, from 8 a.m. to 11:30. They just ask that you bring some non-perishable food items for donation to People to People. We can go into our workshop. Okay, our first item number 3 is a public hearing on. This is basically the South Nyack parking study that we did, and we had made changes, and then people came in and wanted different changes. So this is the Gesner Avenue, which I think they worked it out amongst themselves for the most part. They agreed who wanted parking, no parking. So anyway, so this is basically a public hearing to change the parking, that and on Brant Avenue in the hamlet of Tapan. So I think it's a friendly action, but we will find out. So that's 4, 5, and 6. Number 7 is appointing that's so funny, Richard, I never think of him as Richard. Richard Oliver to the acting director at the Office of Building, Zoning, Planning, Administration, and Enforcement. As we know, Jane Slavin recently resigned her position, so we all certainly wish her the best in her. She had an opportunity that came up, so we wish her the best with that. And so we are going to appoint Rick Oliver, one of our he's currently our deputy building inspector, to the acting director until we get around to doing a process and hiring a new person. So that's what that. I guess we can fill in at this point. The salary is going to be $170,000, and that is no overtime, because he will be doing nighttime meetings and things like that. So that will be, in his current position, he gets overtime, and he will not be getting overtime for this. Number 8, we can talk about it more when we get there, but this is the employee disciplinary matter that, I guess 2 weeks ago, or the last meeting, whatever that was, we were designated to act as the hearing officer and presented with the record on the whole matter. And so tonight, we're being asked to basically vote on, there was 5 charges, to vote on each charge and then decide if we accept the hearing officer's recommendation. So that's what that is, and when we get there, we can talk about it a little bit more. Number 9 is apply for funding for the community project funding. So this is actually the money that from Congressman Lawler, that we had put in for last year, and basically we're being asked to redo our application, for lack of a better way of saying it, so that they can get it. It was taken out of to put into the 2026, I guess, project, the funding. So it's right, Allison, I got that right. We're redoing it. It's a redo on the 1.5 we need for Middletown Road project to finish the project. So hopefully that comes through. I know Jim Dean would like to see that project finished as much as I would. Number 10, authorization for a 3rd amendment to the contract of sale, and hopefully the final amendment to the contract of sale. This is on the Olson Center. As you know, they found a very large, old, leaking tank on the property, oil tank. So, and the church didn't have any funds to remedy it, so we basically have upped our deposit on it to let them use it to pay it off. And when we close, it's a credit, so the bank is ultimately paying for it, but we're giving them the money they need to get it done. And I think it's done, Rob, right?
They're
That's
just, yeah, they're done clearing it, they're filling it in, and it should be done by tomorrow,
Okay,
perhaps.
and then where are we with the Attorney General's?
That's going to take a little longer, and then there's also this, what's called an open spill permit, but once this is done, yeah, the Attorney General
Okay, so
hopefully
hopefully
will move that along, and they're going to go to the Supreme Court to get that approved by a judge, so.
Okay. So
Then we can
hopefully we will
close.
be closed on this
Then we can
sometime in the
close.
in the near future. Number 11, approve, authorize town attorney to sign tax certiorari proceedings to settlement documents regarding the Prover Medical and Professional Office condominium in those amounts that are reflected in the resolution. Number 12, accept a cash bond from the South Orangetown Ambulance Course site plan. Basically, I think if I have this right, the planning board sets the amount, and then we have to agree to it. So that's $39,060. And then the next one, releasing a bond. This is a release of Virginia Home Subdivision Performance Bond, a letter of credit. Again, the planning board had required they posted it, but now says everything is done to compliance, and we're asking us to approve the release. Number 14 is approve the compressed 10-hour work week from the Highway Department from April 7th to October 17th, and award the bid to the Industrial Service Uniforms American Wear, Inc. Those are the highway things. And then on Parks and Rec, we have a similar, approve the flexible work schedule for building maintenance mechanic and parks maintenance staff, again, April 7th to October 17th. Pursuant to the contract that allows the town board to do this. Number 17, award the bid to the Independence and Cherrybrook Tennis Court renovations to Sport Tech Construction. It's an amount of $830,000, using bonded capital projects and Parks Trust Fund as necessary. We have a bunch of memorial benches, accepting donations for them. So we have Edward J. Fitzpatrick, Dad, Pop-Up, NYPP, USMC, BPOE. Mary Fitzpatrick, The Bench Beckons, Be Still and Stay a While, Miss You. John F. Skelly, Ageless, Shanks for the Memories. Kristen Quinn Hayes, Forever in Our Hearts. And in loving memory of Teresa Canzaneri, You Are Not Alone, Crisis Line 988. So there's a bunch of benches being donated. Number 19, recognize the appointment of Sean, oh boy, Ladaki, the H is silent, you think? To the chemist position in the sewer department, effective April 21st. And then we have some lend assistance. We have the showmobile for the St. Thomas Aquinas College Earth Day, for anybody who's looking for something to do. It's April 12th. It's a great day down at the St. Thomas Aquinas College, out on the field there. It's free to go in, right? It's free to go in. You just have to, you can buy, yeah. So then they have all sorts of things there. Good day. Number 21, approve lend assistance to the Rockland Solace Sunrise Suicide Prevention Walk, Saturday, May 17th, 2025. Then we have the audit and executive session, and there we go. Okay, so can I get a motion to open the public comment?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. The first person, and actually the only person signed up, is S.K. Bailey. Oh, sorry. And so we have no one signed up. Does anyone want to speak in the public comment section? Nope. Okay.
Motion to close.
Motion to close public comment, then we'll go into, Jerry made a motion to close.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Then we'll move on to the public hearing. Can I get a motion to open the public hearing?
I make a motion to open the public hearing.
And second? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And now we'll try S.K. Bailey.
You want to vote no?
Back there. Yep, you're up.
Good evening. Okay, I'm here again tonight to ask that the Orangetown law permitting parking on the shoulder of South Boulevard, which is found at Chapter 39-3, be amended to allow such parking in the areas where it is actually needed. The definition of the area where such where such is permitted states as follows: from 600 feet north of Wells Lane, continuing 375 feet further north. Strangely, Wells Lane is a private drive in Upper Grandview, and it doesn't state where the measurement even begins there. The definition in its totality appears to eliminate the areas of South Boulevard in which parking on the shoulder is most practiced and needed. South Boulevard is essentially located on the side of a very steep cliff-like area through most of its course. Anybody who's driven down there knows that. Some of the houses on the eastern side of South Boulevard in this section have no off-street parking. Others do have off-street parking at the foot of a very, very steep driveway, which is difficult to navigate in winter conditions, and they consequently park on the shoulder when snow is forecast. In addition, because of the steepness of the terrain, many people in this area on both sides of the street use the eastern shoulders for overflow parking. It has been suggested that we should simply not worry about the law. It probably won't be enforced. But an informal, quasi-legal approach is really not appropriate. Accordingly, I would ask you to make a small change in the language. I have a handout. May I approach?
Certainly.
The change that I'm asking for is defined it's in Chapter 39-3, capital A, 5, lowercase a 5, where we strike the phrase "from 600 feet north of Wells Lane, continuing 375 feet further north," and we replace it with "from the center of the junction of Upland Drive and South Boulevard, southwards to the former village line." And I trust that if you can't do that tonight, that you will continue the public hearing so that that could be done. I see no reason to have multiple public hearings on the problems in South Nyack. But with regards to Gessner Avenue, since you're modifying that law, an exception to no parking in the immediate area of the Gessner Avenue Riverfront Park should be made that provides for a disabled parking space. This would bring it into compliance with the New York State law and also with federal law, and it would provide access for those who are disabled and don't have the stamina to walk down that hill. It's a long hill, and then back up. Any questions?
Nope.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else want to speak on this public hearing? Okay, so I know that the traffic advisory, but I mean, no problem continuing and having them look at this. I don't know if they looked at this per se. I know they had looked,
I know they looked at Gesner.
no, totally Gesner. This is a different issue. It's a-
And I don't know if we could just add that, Rob. Is this a substantial change?
No, I think I would continue the hearing to. I mean,
Yeah,
I
if you
would- I
continue,
wouldn't
we-
change it unless the traffic advisory board was okay with it.
It's not a zoning matter, and it's been on, but, I mean, and I appreciate Ms. Bailey indicating a separate hearing, but if you want to get this done, you can get it done, and then if you wanted to address this another time, you could do that, but it's really up to you.
So can we leave the hearing open and then just add this if we decide that?
Yeah, as long as we publish it and notice it, yeah, that there's a change, absolutely. If you want to do it that way, you want to hold it
So,
open.
I mean, again, I would
I-
send it to the traffic advisory board. I don't know what this stuff, between highway, they have technical people on it or whatever.
They have a police officer?
So, I mean, I'm okay with doing that and getting their recommendation, and if they say no, they are not in favor of this, then we just continue it, and if they,
Right, so if
I'm sorry,
tonight,
you can't,
so,
I just want to
really
say,
be a
I've been to
problem.
the Traffic Advisory Board 3 times. The last time they told me they can't do anything, come to the town board,
okay, thank you.
okay?
Um,
So they're leaving it up to you.
Let's send it back to.
Okay, so we're going to continue, then we'll continue the public hearing.
so
Okay.
I'd put it over,
We'll give it a while, because we have to
Yeah.
send this to traffic advisory.
maybe the May 20th date.
When do they meet, Allison? Okay. Okay. Okay, so can I get a motion to continue the public hearing to May 20th, 2025?
Motion to continue, sorry.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Rob, do we go on to do, do we do lead agency still?
You could do that if you like.
Okay, we get it done, I guess.
Address that other?
I'm not having nothing to do with it. When you guys want to talk about it, talk about it. Want to talk, we can
I
have,
don't know it at all.
they've looked at it ad nauseum. I'm not, again, somebody else might want to go talk to the traffic advisory board.
I don't know what the property line.
Listen, if I had a way to friggin' give South Nyack back, I would, but I don't
Yep.
have that.
So it's a type 2 action, so if you just want to skip that, we could do it at the,
Skip 6?
yeah.
5 and 6?
5 and 6, yeah. Well, certainly 6, but definitely 5.
Right.
I should say definitely 6, also 5.
Yeah, and we could have them look at both, but I think they've looked at it, but, you know. Which one of you is volunteering to go to the Traffic Advisory Board Committee meeting and speak to them about it? Dan, I think that sounds like something. You
Oh,
have
yeah?
a-
Oh, thanks, Teresa. Okay. When is it, May 20th?
No, it's, oh, you're the liaison? Maybe you got out of it then, maybe you're lucky. Okay, so we put it over to 5:20, and this is T. Okay. Number 7, can I get a motion to appoint Richard Oliver to the position of the acting director in OBSBay at an annual salary of $170,000 during the time he serves as the acting director and with no overtime? Motion.
I'll make a motion.
Second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Number 8, okay, so this is the town board determination on employee number 4153, disciplinary matters. So just, if you see in the resolution, the employee was charged with 5 different charges or specifications. We were provided the record and all the evidence, you know, those 25 exhibits and things like that. And I've done a thorough review, and I guess we'll do it on a roll call, but should we, again,
Can we
I-
group them or each one separate?
well, that's what I don't know, that I'm trying to think.
I
Should
would
we-
propose that you do what you propose the finding is, and then do a roll call on that finding.
Okay, but we don't have to do one, charge
No,
1, charge 2,
no,
charge 3, okay.
no.
Okay, so, again, I've read it, and, I found the hearing officer did a really thorough job, and I agree with the hearing officer's finding of guilt on all 5 of the charges, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if you looked at each one of them almost independently, and the hearing officer points this out, they don't necessarily independently rise to the level of something, that you terminate over, but when you see the totality of it, it clearly established a pattern of behavior in which the employee repeatedly failed to adhere to department policy and comply with department authority. Basically, the employee was, disregarding the department policies, which undermine the integrity and operations of the department, and obviously sets a poor example for other employees in the department. Again, reading the charges, it's clear at times that the employee was being antagonistic and confrontational. It was a consistent irregular acts of insubordination, which to me, supports the finding of guilt on all 5 charges. And the next step, we're going to vote on it, but I think it's appropriate for termination as recommended by the hearing officer. So I guess we can does anybody have any comments or questions on this? I guess we can vote. The first part of it is we're going to vote on, and we'll do a roll call on if we accept the hearing officer's findings of guilt and find the employee 4153 guilty on charges 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Right, it'd be a motion.
I make a
For that.
motion. Yep.
Second?
Second.
And then we'll do a roll call.
This is respect to part 1, Joe, just so you
Part
know.
1, yeah, it's the part 1 on the findings of guilt.
Okay, Councilman Paul Valentine.
Yes.
Okay, Councilman Jerry Vittori.
Yes.
Councilman Brian Donahue.
Yes.
Councilman Dan Sullivan.
Yes.
And
Yes. And then we move on to part two, and again, this is, the hearing officer has recommended the appropriate and necessary penalty is dismissal from service with the town. Again, in reading, basically the totality of it, I think that the hearing officer certainly justified the recommended disciplinary. So the next thing, again, we can do a roll call on it. I'm going to make the motion to accept and adopt the hearing officer's recommendation of penalty of dismissal from service and hereby terminate, dismiss employee number 4153 from employment with the town of Orangetown effective immediately. So that's the motion. I have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, and I guess on a roll call?
All right, Councilman Paul Valentine,
Yes.
Councilman Jerry Vittori,
Yes.
Councilman Brian Donahue,
Yes.
Councilman Dan Sullivan,
Yes.
and Supervisor Teresa Kennedy.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Number 9, again, this is again, reapplying, I'm going to call it, but applying for funding for the community project funding, again, for the $1.5 million to complete the Middletown Road corridor project between Brightwood and Crooked Hill Avenue in Hill Road in Pearl River. Can I get a motion for that?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Number 10, authorization for a third and final, I'm going to add "and final" to that, Rob, so make it really final, amendment to the contract of sale for the property at 149, 157 Piermont Avenue. And I think if I remember correctly, we're giving them another $40,000 towards the deposit, which will pay off the complete tank removal project. That was quite a project.
Yeah, but glad we found it beforehand.
Yeah, no, absolutely. There was actually 2 tanks, but the one tank was small and was not a problem. It was the big tank that was a problem. Anyway, so could I get a motion?
Testing.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Number 11, approve and authorize the town attorney to sign settlement documents in a tax certiorari proceeding for the Pearl River Medical and Professional Office condominium.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Number 12, accept the cash bond for the South Orangetown Ambulance Corps site plan at 70 Independence Avenue, Tappan, New York. Motion?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
What's the matter?
Did we do 11?
Did I skip 11? What did I skip? No, we did it. Tax certiorari.
Yeah, I did that, sorry.
Stop napping down there. You took a little cat nap. What were you calling you? The legend. The legend was taking a little cat nap. Number 13, release of the Virginia Home Subdivision Performance Bond and Letter of Credit for the William Street and Sparkhill Avenue project, for lack of a better word. Again, is recommended by the planning board. Motion?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Is that English, Brian?
I didn't hear
I heard him mumble something, but I didn't hear what it was.
Motion.
Number 14, motion to approve the compressed 10-hour work week for the employees of the Orangetown Highway Department. Motion?
Make a motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Number 15, approve the award to the Industrial Service Uniforms, American Wear, Inc. Motion?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Number 16, a motion to approve the flexible work schedule for the building maintenance mechanic and parks maintenance staff in the Department of Parks and Recreation. Motion?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Is Eric outside there? Number 17, award the bid to Sport Tech Construction for the Independent and Cherry Brook Tennis Court renovations. Motion?
I'll make a motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Again, most of this is being paid for out of
Bonded.
bond funds, but Eric said he would agree to use the Parks Trust funds if for the overage. It was a slight overage. Number 18, a motion to accept the donation of the memorial benches in the various park locations as indicated. Motion?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Number 19, recognize the appointment of Sean Ladaki of the position of chemist in the Department Department of Environmental Management and Engineering. Motion?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Can I get a motion to approve lend assistance to the Showmobile for the St. Thomas Aquinas College Earth Day on April 12th, 2025?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And approve lend assistance at the Rockland Solace Sunrise Suicide Prevention Walk. That's at 5:30 in the morning, in case anybody wants to be there. I know I've done it at least twice, I think I did it. It's early. It's an early morning. Motion?
Motion.
Second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, Joe.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Hey, Jeff, thank you.
The audit for tonight's meeting consists of 3 warrants for $567,000. Items of interest, number 4, Fanshawe, $26,000 for the OPD parking lot upgrades, and that's through Caesar money. Number 6, Goosetown, $48,000 for police equipment. Number 9, Robert Green Truck, $57,000 for a highway truck, that's bonded money. And number 13, Turco Golf, $96,000 for the Bunker Hill project at Blue Hill. Any questions on the audit?
No.
Is that, well, Eric's not here.
I know, I was going to do the same thing. I was going to say, this is not really
He's outside.
we're not really, it's really not on the audit. We can accept the audit, but we want to talk to him about the project, right, at the Blue Hill?
Yeah, is this the final bunker project? No, that's still on. We've done, which ones?
We're on Lakeside right now. This is phase 3 that we're on. We've done 5 of the ones we're doing Lakeside. They've been doing this, they've been working since November, but the winter shut them down. They're, I don't know, a little more than halfway. They need warmer temperatures to start putting the capillary concrete and the billy bunker system in. It has to be warmer for that. It has to be like 60 degrees and rising. So.
But we've done, how many? We've done 9?
We did pines and woodlands already. Those were done in
100%.
previous years. So these bunkers are all on Lakeside that we're working on now.
Okay, so this would be the last 9 is what I guess.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I thought you were asking us at the last payment for this project. I'm sorry. No, it's, yes, this is the last 9 we have to do, but that is not the final payment for this project.
Okay.
Okay.
And the trees that people, everywhere I go, people are talking to me about the golf course and the condition and the trees and whatever. I don't golf, so it's kind of, what's the status? I know we approved all those.
We're probably about 2/3 of the way through with this year's tree project at Blue Hill. Once they're done there, they'll move on to Broad Acres.
Okay.
And Sullivan took over this part of the contract, and everybody says he's doing a great job, quick, clean.
Yeah, they're doing a good job. They've been very easy to work with. They work clean. They're not leaving ruts on our course. They're cleaning the place up. So it's been really good. We've had mostly positive comments. We've had a few people who have been unhappy with some trees that are coming down. But I think it's important to remember, we had 2 golf course architects review our course, and they both agreed with the recommendation for the number of trees that had to come down. So this is a multi-year project that involves bringing down probably close to 1,000 trees that gets the course closer to its original design, the way it was supposed to be played. So it's, most of the trees, so last year was a lot of hazardous trees we dealt with. This year's trees are ones that are impacting bunkers. They're growing so close to greens that the roots are under the green and causing issues, or there's no sunlight getting to the green, there's no airflow that's causing disease. So this is not just kind of cutting down trees to kind of open the place up. It's going to improve turf conditions, it improves playability on the course, so it has a lot of factors. It's also going to make it so they're not damaging the bunker systems that we're paying so much money to put in, because if the roots are under the bunkers, they start lifting up the drainage system in the bunkers and can cause damage there as well. So it's kind of all interconnected. So it's where we're at right now. Okay.
People
Okay.
don't always like change, but it's just bringing it back a lot closer to the way it was originally
Yeah,
designed.
what they say is every 20 years, you should probably go through your course and try to get it back to its original design by doing some tree removals. The course just celebrated its centennial last year, and this is probably the first time we've really attacked these trees. So We're only about 100 years late,
Better late than never, better late than never, you know?
so we're on it now. Yep. Okay?
Okay, thanks, Eric. Okay, so can I get a motion to accept the audit?
I make a motion.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Executive session, Mr.
I mean, I do have some stuff if you want. On,
Yeah, you gotta tell us what, because we have to,
we had the personnel matters, and then also some on the purchase and sale of land.
okay. Okay, so we're gonna go into executive session. We are not going to vote on anything when we come out. We do have some adjournments. We have Brian Fennell, longtime resident of Pearl River, Joseph Michael Grasso, resident of Tapan, and John F. Madigan, resident of Pearl River, and husband of former town clerk Charlotte Madigan. So can I get a motion to go into executive session and adjourn those people in memory of those individuals?
I make a motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.